video of that.
I have a nice video of that, like in slow motion over there. Look, you see about the water, see the ripples?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Pretty cool. He just stood for like a while.
I mean, they're usually too scared to get real close, but we were right up, and he was just doing this little dance.
I mean, this is so wild, y'all. He must feel so connected to the space.
Yeah, he likes it back here.
All right, just letting everyone know that we're going live. Okay. So we'll admire the hummingbird.
Yes.
Until, but yeah, it's kind of wild that he just chills out here. Look at that, and it's cool to watch the pool with the.
I'm just
He's so graceful.
Right, this is crazy. That's not normal that they do. Like, this is so wild.
That's what I was saying.
We're watching a hummingbird, guys. There's a hummingbird flying over.
Oh my goodness, y'all.
They won't be able to see it. It's too small.
You can't like bring it to the pool.
I don't know if they'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
And I was scared.
I
was scared. Yeah.
Too. Yeah. But guys, there's a hummingbird. I have a hummingbird tatted on me. It's so crazy.
We were just swimming, and then we got out, and now there's a hummingbird.
That's so cute.
Just hanging out, like right there. It's.
Wow.
I'll put some photos on Instagram.
Yes,
that's I have a bunch of photos, but.
Oh, is he going?
No, he's right there.
Oh, he left. He left.
He left. Yeah, he left. All right, so I'm gonna read some of these questions.
You'd be surprised. He'll come back.
So crazy! Wow, like
that
is that. Yes, I have it tatted. Like that is intense. No, that's so spiritual, guys.
That is so spiritual.
And that bird
pretty
came,
wild.
and then he came back just now.
Guys, because we are so connected with like animals, we are, and just the more you're connected with yourself, the more you're connected. That's so crazy.
Every day we come out and we listen to the birds, and they kind of like they start putting on the show for us because they know we're tuning in.
Yes, because y'all's energy too, they can feel it. Wow.
Like there's also another bird, a big pigeon. He'll sit there on that pole. He was there earlier today.
Wow.
And he comes back every day and he like chills.
That just blows my mind. I'm just like,
all right, you got a super chat.
We got some lives. All right, so.
Hey guys, sorry.
All right, so we got Alden, Tomas, Autobot Al, Mr. J. They're all saying, "Hey, what's up?"
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry, we were admiring a hummingbird because hummingbirds are so spiritual, guys. I have one tatted right here. So we were admiring that, and we went swimming. It's been a really good day. But
been very cool.
Hope you guys are having a blessed day.
Yes, we want to come on here to just finish our questions that we didn't get to answer from before. Also, David Coxwell just says, "Hey, it's my birthday today."
Oh my goodness! Happy birthday, David! I hope you're having a great birthday, man.
Yeah, he's been. This chair keeps rotating.
I know.
He's been a follower of ours for quite some time. Also, if you guys have any comments or questions or anything for us, please super chat. I asked earlier to some questions. But first off, right off the bat, I just want to when you hold this, Jenna, what does it make you feel? How does it make you feel?
All the emotions, man, honestly. But most, because I was a kid, how long my dad wanted his own IP, and it's here.
Yeah.
Now, it's crazy, you know. I don't even know how to feel, man. Look at this bad boy, guys. It's crazy, man.
I think they can see pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of good. Yeah. Looks pretty cool.
Super, like, oh my gosh. It's super cool, dude.
This is the actual one that he wore.
Yes, and it's actually inside too.
Yep. I mean, he wore a bunch of them. This is the main one that he pulled out of storage just for this, and he just took some photos with it.
Yeah, I just took some photos, guys. Can't wait for y'all to see them. But really, just so honored to be a part of this. You know.
But you do great in it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Your scenes are I think what makes the emotional, their emotional backbone of the character of Eric Reed, and you deliver because it makes you feel that the connection and because his goal in the film is you guys, and then you need to feel that reciprocated, and you do it. It's so hard to talk about the movie without talking about the movie.
I know.
But we're going to do a lot of live streams after the movie comes out because I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions.
A lot of questions, so we're here to answer all of them. I'm just so excited for you guys to see it. It's such a masterpiece. It's wild. It's a whole new universe. Mm-hmm. Nothing like it out there at all.
And I hope we get to do the sequel comic book.
Yes.
Which your character will have a much bigger part in.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes, that would be so cool, right, guys? Wouldn't that be so cool? Comic book.
I think it'd be really cool that you have a comic featuring you. David Coxwell has another super chat. A question for you. I don't know how familiar you are with the character of the Blue Beetle from DC Comics. That was a movie that just came out last year.
Okay.
But he wants to know, who do you think would win, the Blue Beetle or the Blue Ranger?
I'm gonna have to go with the Blue Ranger because you know, I just come on, guys.
For reasons.
I have to, personal reasons. But no, and I do love David, so I'm gonna have to say the Blue.
Don't choose the name.
Yeah, exactly.
The Beatles.
Yeah,
well,
the Beatles because the name.
Because the name.
Yeah.
Well, if it was just the Beatles, the Blue Ranger, then maybe a little different.
Yeah, then maybe a little different.
Yeah.
But I say the Blue Ranger.
Okay.
Sean doesn't agree, but
doesn't agree. Triceratops don't mean nothing to him.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of which, someone wanted to know what it was like being like, because you were on. How many times did you get to watch your dad on set when he Power Rangers? Did you? Well,
so it's interesting because I was born. My mom actually got pregnant with me when I was in New Zealand when he was filming for Dino Thunder. So that's 2004 is when it came out, and I was born that year. So so I guess like the first time I remember Power Rangers was probably Megaforce when we went for him to do I forget which one it was. It was the Megaforce one that he went back for. Mm-hmm. So I was about around like 11 years old, went to New Zealand. So that's really what I remember from him filming. Yeah.
And what was that like being on set with all like? I mean, did the cast treat you like, oh my God, you're like the
I felt like it was just like family. I feel like it was just like a big reunion where you're just seeing everybody. I was really young at the time. I remember I actually have the little photographs of the Polaroids, you know, that they have. Yeah, so I have a whole scrapbook of that. But I was around 12 years old. But I remember how cool it was, and I remember it's not coming back to me. There was a boy who played my dad's kid, and his name was AJ, I believe. And I remember seeing the whole like set of when he was in the car and it was falling off the cliff, and I was a little bit jealous, you know.
Of course,
just a little bit.
We made up for that on White Dragon, though.
Yeah, it was made up for. But I was a little jelly. Yeah. But no, it was so cool though. It was so cool to see all of that. Just to be on the same area basically where they filmed Dino Thunder, and because Mighty Morphin was filmed like in Valencia area actually, which is crazy.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, like right there.
And a lot of the newer seasons of Rangers was filmed in Valencia. So it's cool. It's for school was there, and I was brought home to there. But that's the first time I think I remember. I was 12 or 11.
And then we got another super chat here. They have another question for you. How familiar with Voltron? Are you familiar with Voltron? Voltron's like kind of preceded.
Yes.
They were different bots. Yes. He wants to know, who do you think would win, Voltron or the Megazord? But I feel like you're gonna go. I mean, I feel like any question that you throw at her, that's something Power Rangers or something.
I mean, I feel like Megazord, right?
Right. Especially if the Megazord is with the Dragon Zord.
Yeah. Of course. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, how can it not win? You know what I'm saying, David? So, I would definitely have to go with the Megazord for that one.
Back to the other question.
Yes.
So, because now you're pursuing acting, and you have a great acting coach, and you're really getting deep into it. What maybe inspiration did you take from, or what did you learn from being on set with your dad, from Power Rangers to White Dragon, and Bloodshot, all that stuff?
I mean, definitely, I feel like the one that stands most out to me, not just because it's our project, but it's just because it's the realness of it all. I think just being able to see the realness, I really saw that on Legend.
Yeah.
Compared to any other set that I've been on too, and just even beyond Rangers and stuff. But just to what I've learned is to really, and what I'm learning also in acting classes, and that character exists in you. So creating these backstories, having this, really important relationship with whoever you're working with, whoever you're on scene with, really understanding that character lives in you, and really seeing that come to life on scene. I mean, on that. But it's just so important to see how everyone just comes together, and just the love I feel like it's the most important part of it all.
What's on your vision board for acting or for what you want to do, you know?
Dude, I either want to do DC or Marvel so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even, I'm obviously going to be blessed with whatever, God has in store for me, but that's so what I like, so what I envision for myself, is to be that level.
That's where you want to go.
Yeah, for sure. And I think just how serious my role is and how deep it is in Legend, I think people are going to be able to see that I can play more, I guess more complex roles,
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Well, you want that emotional
complexity. Yes, and where people can relate to me through that character, So yeah, that's Marvel would be awesome.
So you still want to live in the action world.
Oh
though.
yeah, 100%. No, I got to. I mean, that's why I'm even picking up boxing again, doing all these things. Just yoga all the time, hiking, just constantly training with my body to be ready for whatever's in store.
Well, that's what my wife Vera was saying when she did yoga. She was surprised at how strong and like muscular you were. Your core was strong
dude,
and
yeah, and it's funny too because you almost don't realize it until you're in it. And I like look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, I'm pretty cut up, especially for a girl.
I was watching you move and I saw your shoulders and I was like, oh my god, please don't hit me ever. Please don't ever get in a fight with me. Oh my god.
Dude, they're like they pop up, especially when you start moving them, like yeah, it's the shoulders. It's I think it's from just being so used to working out and just moving my body since I was young, because that's what both my parents did too, like just karate, just moving, punching, like so yeah, I would love to go to the MMA too. I know a lot of people don't know that about me.
Wow, you want to do MMA? I didn't know that about you.
But I would do like a fight or two.
The next Ronda Rousey.
I don't know about that far, but Ronda Rousey is really good. But I would love to just do like a fight or two. It wouldn't be something that I would like give my whole. I mean, obviously, I have to give my all to it.
Right.
But I'm saying I don't want so many years of my life. Super action, people can relate to. Be cool to play a villain too, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to the villains too.
Oh boy. You gotta get out those crazy eyebrows.
No, for
real. Juice Box says, has Jenna watched the final product yet? Like with sound and color correction, or is it still before that? When you watched it, that was before
yes,
color and
so
sound.
that was before. Yeah. Yes.
We're gonna show you a little color after this, though.
Yes. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I've seen just the little snippet that like the little screenshot. So
yeah,
I'm
excited.
Yeah, the before and after. I mean, it's a huge difference, y'all. I mean, I'm blown away from even the before, so I'm just like the after is gonna be wild.
Yeah, and we were playing some music today too that you hadn't heard. My dad's music.
Y'all, dude, just every part of this film is a masterpiece. And knowing how much of a perfectionist my dad was, and knowing how just to the T he was with everything, because that's not how I am, it's so interesting to see like every part is just, I feel like checked off, like what he would want it for. Yeah, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, we're going through with a fine tooth comb, because once it's out there in the world, then
yes.
it's
just everywhere. One chance. I really just want people to understand that too. It's just one chance. It's all we got to make sure that my dad's last movie will, look at that little
bird
just
right there.
On there.
He's just watching us.
I know.
He's getting the live stream up close and personal.
That's so cute. As I said that though. But yeah. So I'm excited for people to see it.
David said, what's the update on the movie's release? Well, we don't have an official date yet because we have to wait for the film to be complete. Once the film is complete, that'll give us our best presentation to take out.
We are getting really close to the
real
end,
close,
though.
Like real
so
close,
just
just
guys. Couple weeks.
Yeah. We have one last round of color correction. It's pretty much done. It's pretty minor what has to be done. Yeah, this light just, there it goes, intermittent. And then we're on sound mixing. We've gotten to the point of sound mixing where we're now going to go down to the studio and start giving our notes, and that'll take about 3 weeks. Sound mixing is pretty intense. There's about 7 people, I think, doing
What
that.
I think people need to know too, it's like before it was just y'all two. Before we even brought people into this, that's what y'all were doing. 10 plus different people's jobs
in post,
too.
yeah.
You know, I mean, wow.
And Nikolai, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and Nikolai. So, you know, it's just so wild to see. But now it's, you know, we've obviously had, you know, Amazon, you know, we're you know, having other people now. But I think people need to know it was just you guys at first. I mean, that's a lot to carry.
Team of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finishing it up.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's about
so
8
it's
people. Yeah, you spoke
perfect.
of Ara, who works at Amazon,
Uh-huh.
who's color correcting the film, and then because it's different. What I think people don't understand is dropping things on YouTube and dropping images
an
and things.
actual movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's different. It's a different
guys,
process.
This is an actual movie. Like, and I just want people to understand that it's not like another superpower beatdown or something, right? Like, this is a feature film.
It's a
movie.
millions of dollars. So it's definitely
I mean, it's, you know, it's longer than an hour. I mean, it takes a lot. So I don't think people understand really how and I don't even understand. I'm one of these people that don't understand how much it takes into it. But once you guys see it, y'all will really appreciate the art and the patience of it all, because it's all for my dad.
Yep.
And you know, and his legacy. So just really excited.
Yeah, it looks really good. So we're pretty happy.
Amazing.
And I know you guys are asking. I see a ton of questions on there. Be sure and we can't get to all of them, and we already have some pre-set questions. So be sure and super chat, and we will definitely get to them. David again comes in. David Cox. Before we had a different David who asked that question, but we're back to David Coxwell. He's a big Star Wars fan. He wants to know if you're a big Star Wars fan, and if you are, do you side with the Rebels or the Empire?
You know, I really don't watch Star Wars. I'm going to be honest with you, but I will say this. I have a nephew that was born on May 4th, and his dad loves Star Wars. And my nephew, so it's definitely a big thing in the fam, but yeah.
Okay.
He was born on May 4th, so that is my connection to Star Wars. And I love it. I love it for that.
Okay.
Yes. But I need to watch. Honestly, I never really got into any movies or TVs. I don't even think I've watched maybe 10 movies my whole life, to be honest. Like, seriously.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. Maybe like clips on Instagram and stuff, but because I'm just now out learning this, I'm starting to like movies, I guess. But since my dad was such a perfectionist, growing up, we didn't watch movies in the household. That's not what we did. You know, we went out and went, you know, just doing different stuff, bike riding and stuff, but we never really watch movies. That wasn't, because he was so like, oh, the lighting is bad right here, this actor sucks, or this needs to be like this, you know, just so just picking it apart. Yeah, and I'm the same way. It's hard not to be when you are, you know, kind of in the same, you are an actor as well, you know, it's hard to not pick it.
Do you have a favorite actor that you draw, or certain actors that really like, you draw inspiration from? Or a performance out there that really was like kind of blew you away?
You know, I feel like there's so many actors I can't even name, but I'll never forget when I went with the Phantom of the Opera, to the Phantom of the Opera live show in New York with my dad. I'll never forget that, because I have so much respect for actors that are theater. Like, that's such a different, you can't, you know, oh, one more take. No, like this is a different level, like, of acting, I feel like. So that, I'll never forget that, just how beautiful that story was, the meaning behind it, everyone can relate. So yeah, I was maybe about like 16, 17.
Really?
But that was the performance that stood out to me the most. Yeah, the Phantom of the Opera.
I mean, it's a good one. I mean, that's Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is the second most successful songwriter of all time. Paul McCartney being the first, but Phantom is great, and a lot of actors say that it's much easier to come from the theater to film acting than to go from film acting to the theater. I'm so sure. I mean, even what we're learning in acting class is a little bit of both. You know, it's theater and screen, but it's so different. Like, I just have so much respect for all actors, and especially theater, because that's such a different level of nerves, level of, you got one chance to hit it right. That's it. There's no, you know, do it again. There's no take a break, come back. Like, no, it's crazy. There's kind of a sense of freedom in it, though, because like when you're on film, you do like one or two lines sometimes, and it's cut, reset.
That's true.
And on the movie, I'm sorry, in the theater, you just live in it.
Yeah,
you just
that is very
that's
true.
this organicness
And
that
if
I
you
think
also
actors crave.
make like, you know, if you do something wrong, you're also able to play it too. Like, you know, it is very like more natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to go on Broadway too. That'd be cool.
That'd be super cool.
That would be cool.
That's a great goal to have.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Okay, David comes back and he loves these fight questions.
Okay.
He wants to know because this is one that your dad actually wanted to do. Because since I did Spider-Man for Marvel with Stan Lee, he always like we should have the Green Ranger versus Spider-Man, have them fight, and I was so never got to do it. I was like we could probably still do it like in CGI, like animated.
Yeah, that would be.
But who do you think would win that though? No Zords. That's tough. That's a good one. Spider-Man's powerful, but so is...
But Spider-Man isn't really known for. I mean, if there's no Zords or no powers.
Keep his powers. Keep his powers. He's got to keep his powers.
Okay.
Just hand to hand power fighting.
Definitely my dad, because it's like it's obvious, guys, because he's a Power Ranger. You know, like that's what it is. It's based off of martial arts. Like I'm sorry. I know it's your birthday, and I'm probably letting you down on all these answers.
I'm shocked you chose your dad.
I know, right?
What were the odds of that?
What were the odds? I don't know.
Chandler, he's a big video game player, and he wants to know: do you play video games? You ever play video games growing up?
Yeah. Actually, I did. I have a Switch that I just got. My boyfriend's really big on PS5.
Okay.
He plays like college football and stuff. But I like Fortnite. He also likes 2K. I like 2K as well. I love playing basketball games. There's a lot of different.
They want to know: did your dad play video games ever? And if he did he ever play the fighting video games because he was a fighter, like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
You know, I don't think he really ever got into video games. He did. I remember the G.I. Joe figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna cry right now because that just made me like think of that. But I just haven't thought about that in so long. But yeah, G.I. Joe, that was his thing.
That was his thing. That
so I'm
makes sense.
sure like if games were around when he was, you know what I'm saying?
Growing but also, why would he need to play fighting video games?
Yeah, whenever you can do it in real life. Yeah.
He's doing real life.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. So it's kind of one of those things, guys.
Do you have an opinion if you thought Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter was cooler, or they're all kind of all the same?
They're all so different, but they're also similar. You can't really choose one.
Right, and your dad beat a character from each game. It's when the White Ranger and the Green Ranger, he beat Scorpion and beat Green Ranger.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I remember whenever y'all did that too. That's crazy.
All right, so this Rogue Rebel comes in. He says, "I've never met your dad." He goes, "But what I've learned of him from other sources and from how you talk about him, he is a great man and he will be missed. Long live the White Dragon."
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you.
That's what he right there.
Rogue Rebel. That's so sweet, man. You know, and I always tell people too, if you guys haven't had a chance to meet him, his energy, like you're going to be able to meet him through this movie, if that makes sense. That's why I'm so passionate. And just so I love Legend like it's my baby. You know, I tell everyone about it everywhere I go. I'm just so excited for people to see this because there's a lot of him in there too. He put a lot of his own mental struggles that he was going through into this movie. And it was almost like a safe place where he could be himself in a way too, which is interesting. And I'm glad that he had that safe place too, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's very good. I mean, we're all very excited.
I know, dude.
Beyond excited. We're exhausted and excited.
I know. I can't even imagine. No, like y'all don't. I don't even know still. Like I only see a little bit of how much. I mean, thanks to you two, because without this, there would be no Legend. So seriously, thank you guys, man.
Well, we're more than happy. Your dad meant a lot to us, so we want to make sure that this film is, because it's gonna live forever. In 50 years, people are gonna be like, "Hey."
I know. I'm be able to show my kids and their kids, and it's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, so you gotta make sure that's top tier.
Yes.
Red Buick comes on. His name, Gray LeSabre, I call him, because I don't think he even owns a Red Buick anymore. He says, "You both are awesome. How has working on White Dragon, how has that helped you grow as an actress?"
Wow, honestly, okay, without spoiling too much, and I can't wait to talk about this after. I can't wait to talk about it after. But to answer this in a shorter way, it really helped me to realize what I am relearning in acting too, because I blocked out a lot of my emotions after my dad passed. I had to relearn how to feel again, and so I'm also in that process too with digging back into acting and taking it into as deep as I can. But Legend has really helped me to dig as deep as I can go, and obviously we can always dig deeper. But to dig as deep as possible and to understand that Ashley Reed lives in me, and it's not that I'm playing Ashley Reed; it's she's a part of me. So to really tap into that, that's the biggest thing I think that I've learned is to really how to tap into these characters. You're not creating a character; you're tapping into the character that already lives in you. So I think that was the biggest thing that I learned as an actress, and just how to be gentle with yourself and patient, just allow all the emotions, because a lot of the ADR, I did after he passed too.
I know those. Yeah.
So it's just interesting. Yeah, but that would be my answer.
That's a good one. All right, someone said, Dave, this is the last one I'm posting. He says, but what do you have to say about all the haters out there? And put them to bed.
Well, hey, my dad always told me if you don't have any haters, you're not doing something right. And people, I really feel like he would always tell me that, it's for real. Right hand on Bible. But it's crazy because if you have such a good energy to you, you're going to irritate other people's demons and other people's just not such good things about themselves. And I'm realizing that, and just really owning who you are and knowing that no one else is going to have you how you have yourself. So especially going into this business and knowing that there is hate and there is, the other side of the stick of love, you have to have thick skin and you have to have a solid relationship with yourself. You have to make sure your emotions are regulated at all times. You have to create boundaries and you have to literally love yourself. There's no other way around it. And once you have that firm, solid foundation within yourself, nobody can take that from you. So that's the biggest thing I would say, and it's just a part of life. I think as humans, we want to be loved and want to be accepted and want to be heard, but not everyone is going to hear us. Not everyone's going to love us and accept us. And the faster you get to that, is the faster you'll get to happiness and peace and letting go.
Well said. That was good.
Thank you.
Very good. Great.
I don't know. I just speak from the heart, man.
That's good. That's how you should always speak.
Yes. Amen. Always.
What was your favorite moment on set with your dad?
Favorite moment?
It could be anything.
I feel like a lot of it was the not on, like actually taking the, scene. Because a lot of it, whenever we were at that one place where it had all the different sets, we went to where the jail scene was. And I'll show you guys some of those videos someday. But it's so funny. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. But we were just joking around. Like he was in jail or I was in jail. We would go up. But we just could not stop laughing. That was the thing. Once we would look in and really lock eyes, we would start laughing. So, I don't know. It's just so funny. I feel like just the kind of behind the scenes was my favorite of it too. And obviously working with him. And obviously after the movie comes out, we'll be able to talk about my favorite scenes and stuff too.
I know. I can't wait
and you
for that.
Too, because that's like, but yeah. So how about you then?
Oh, I always say I have a lot of favorite moments of just, seeing your dad happy and being able to put the scene together was great. One of my favorites is on the day that there's a scene where Jai is doing this kind of sword kata and he's training because there's training sequences for both characters because obviously they're doing that in the movie. They're going to fight. And I knew your dad as as a director, so I was always kind of instructing him. Like we were partners, and I think a lot of people kind of knew him as they worked under him.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would always come out as telling him kind of what to do and all this, on set.
Yeah.
And then in this situation, the roles were kind of reversed because he was showing me, because I've an experienced stuntman. I know a decent amount. I always say decent because there are people like your dad that exist that are just this next level. So I'm always I'm okay. But I was able to, but he was instructing me. And what's interesting is that when he was acting, because he was, I don't say he was unsure about his acting, but he's nervous. He wants to prove himself.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know, so he has this kind of like, almost not a nervous energy, but it's actually it's a very vulnerable energy, which is what you want as an actor.
Yes.
But then when he was showing me how to do these sword katas and how to move, and his energy totally changed. And you've experienced him this way a million times. But now he's like basically a fight instructor.
Yeah.
And he goes
a
a whole different thing. It was very like, it was just a different side of him, and it was
Yeah.
very cool for that day because he was showing me all these cool fighting. It was very detailed. It's very, very impressive.
He
and-
goes into Hanchi. That's who he goes into. Hanchi, his karate name. That's who.
And he was like intense, and it was just going hard with like, he's like, artery, heart, and I was like, and I was like, I'm just, as a stunt guy, I need to make sure that I'm hitting all the beats and looking cool. And he's like, no, you need to envision like death, like, and I was just like, but he was very calm in
so
it though.
passionate.
So
too.
passionate,
Yeah.
very calm, and it was just so impressive. I actually was fun. I got lost just watching that, and that was like, because it was just a reverse. I have a lot of wonderful memories of just us clowning around.
I know.
Being
I feel
silly,
like there's
being a
not
play
just
piece
one,
of-
right? It's like so many.
But that one was different. That one was really cool though.
No, for sure.
That one was really cool. I always go back to that one. That was always my fun. And then I always joke around when I was fighting him that his bones were made of metal. And I was hurt, and I was like, "Do you have metal on? What's happening?" Like,
metal.
I was like, and then everyone thinks that they're like, because I was like, "Ow, I don't like this hurts."
No,
'cause the way-
it's
the way he
bad.
blocked, 'cause
He would always walk around, and I do this now too. Cause look, actually feel this real quick.
that's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. I know it's not as strong as my dad, but he used to always go around and say, "Feel this, feel this, feel
It-
this,
oh
feel
my
this."
God.
Oh my gosh, dude! No, people would walk out of like his karate school like with shattered bones. Like
I believe
I'm
it.
sure people have gotten an ambulance called like just by sparring. It's crazy. No, he's definitely the best martial artist, hands down, out of anyone that ever stepped foot on this earth. So
He's-
say what I
Yeah,
said.
I think he's. I agree.
Yeah.
I had to make everyone after, because I was doing those moves, and after a while I was like, it hurts, and then I was like, hold on, I was like, I'm not, no, and then I always tell the story. I go, I made everyone on a whole set get in line and felt their forearms, and I was like, see,
See, I'm not.
like,
Not
I'm not weak. He's just
Yeah, exactly.
the Terminator. I don't know how
Yeah,
to fight this,
exactly. No, but he was so passionate about that.
He was a badass. So I'm gonna ask you a question because of all this kind of like silly drama that's been going on. It says, what do you have to say about all this kind of stuff that's going on about betrayal and half and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, honestly, man, here's the thing. There's a boundary. There's not a boundary. There's a line. My bad. I'm trying to. What?
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Okay. Sorry. I was like, what the heck? Okay. There's a line that is business, that is personal, right? And it's just people won't understand because they're not living in our life. And I feel like there's just certain things that people will try to act like they know, but they just aren't educated on. And this is one of those things. A Legend of My Dragon has been in talk for many years now. This is something, it's just crazy how people take one thing and try to flip it. It's like telephone though. It's like, you say one thing and by the time it's 20 people, now it's a whole different thing, And I just wish that whatever audio message, whatever it is, people just don't bring that to media, and especially when it's like stupid, but especially it's like my dad's voice. This is why that's just so rude to me and to my family and Legend of the Dragon, because that's just not right. And to try to paint a picture of something that's not there is just wrong. It's just wrong, man. Like my dad loved you guys for 10 plus years now, so it's just we go way back, and I don't think people are educated on that though too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys. So just keep clear from all the drama. People just love to be involved in that, but it's just there's so much drama in the world. We just gotta love and be grateful and spread love, man. Life is so short. It's like this, and then we're gone. So.
That's true. That's true. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, there you guys go on that one.
Yeah, there you guys go.
There you go
on
on
that
that
one.
So, God, I want to ask you this one question, but it's like without spoilers. It's so tough. I'll segue a little bit. Obviously, outside of your dad in the White Dragon, and outside of you, without giving details, who is your second favorite character in the film? And without giving spoilers, it's such a tough question to ask.
I can't say who it is.
Well, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who?
Well, I mean, I love Rachel because it's just like, you know, I feel like she really got me in the movie too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she leads my dad right, and she's like the feminine energy.
Yeah, that was one of Vera's favorites.
That's right. Like she's really grounding in the film.
Excellent.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is. Yeah. She's amazing. I mean, everyone did amazing.
Everyone's wonderful.
Yeah.
She blew me away. I kept
Yeah,
saying
no,
Aaron,
me
I'm like,
too.
she's
And
so
especially
natural.
I mean, you know, just being the female energy around him too. I mean, that's so grounding. It's so important, you know. So definitely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My favorite, man.
Did you get to interact with Rachel a lot when on set? I know after like the cons and different things like that, but
on set, there's a couple times, yeah. But see, when it was my shoot days, it was mainly me and Serena
yes,
that were there,
Yeah.
you know, filming. So it was really just my dad, my mom, Serena, you know, you guys, you know, and the team.
Mhm.
But yeah, as far as I mean, I saw Rachel a couple times on set, but we've really connected after. You know, and she's been such a great, like, just human being in my life. I love everything that she stands for. We're very similar with the way that we are, with just like wellness and wanting to help people and speaking to kids and all that type of stuff. So it's really cool. I really love her and enjoy her company. So,
Is her brand is very similar to what you speak of?
yeah, 100%.
It's real positive.
We're very similar. It's cool. She was in the cheer movie Bring It On,
Mm-hmm.
and I was actually a cheerleader too, man. So it's cool. Like, I love it. There's so many connections there. So yeah, I love her.
Very cool. What time? We're at 30, and I know it's getting a little darker, but we got bright lights out here, which is good. What in this whole journey of bringing the film to life and seeing the process and all that kind of stuff, what would you say to the fans has been like a really just interesting seeing this whole thing come together? Because you've been there from the beginning, obviously 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and now watching it.
I mean, just the whole process. I mean, just to see how good it is too. Like, I knew it was gonna be good, but not Marvel level. Cool. Like, I mean, seriously, you know. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's like, I mean, even Marvel movies. You know, I some of them can't even look like this. I mean, in my personal opinion, you know, not just because this is our film. Like, just to see the final, like, and just all in between.
Mm-hmm.
But just especially to watch it, to sit down and like the first time I watched it with my mom. I mean, that's the craziest part, is like to see everything just fall together. Like, I knew it was gonna be good, but this is like a different level of good. This is like amazing, you know? So yeah, it's crazy. And I could see how it could take, you know, a while to make it look this good. You know, yes, we had the movie 2 years ago, but no, it wouldn't have been half of what it is now. And then my dad's movie would have just been a flop, you know, and just forgotten about. That's what people don't understand too. You know, everyone's like, where is it at? Where is it at? We have one shot. That's it. One shot.
Yep.
One
shot.
Not twice, not 3 times, one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want people to really understand that. It's to feel that in a human way, you know? But yeah, I mean, just the whole part of it, you know? Really, just the whole part of it. But especially seeing it all together. I mean, that's like the final piece of it all, you know?
Yeah. It'd be nice to be at the premiere with everyone.
I know.
And you get to see everyone and see everyone enjoy everyone's joy there and watching it after that whole.
That's gonna be an emotional day, but it's gonna be good, man. And I just know how like perfect my dad was on every little thing. So I just know he's super happy with this, man. You know, I am very similar to his personality type. We're very much a lot alike in a lot of ways. So I can see it through his eyes as well, which is interesting and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Excellent. Vera, did you have any questions or anything? Put you on the spot.
Oh yeah, if I knew earlier, I'd have been like, oh, let me sit here.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
No, I just want to just reassure the fans that this is definitely coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I know, 100,000,000%.
Yeah. We've seen the finished product, and it's in its final stages.
Yeah, we're only a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
from literally everything being done.
And within, I'd say probably within the next month, we'll probably get a date.
We don't have a date, not next month. No, it'll be finished in the next month, and then we take it out, and then we decide if it's going to go, where it's going to go, theatrical,
What does
streaming.
that mean? You take it out?
So,
Explain to them the whole process so they know.
buy a dinner, find a nice restaurant, I take it out.
Girl.
Yeah. No, but basically what happens is we get the film packaged up and where it's all done, and we have our distribution agent go to, so basically he's had preliminary talks with all the big streamers, and now we initiate those meetings, and then we show them the film. Or we go theatrical.
But everyone needs to know that we weren't able to show these people until everything was 100%.
Yeah.
I think people don't.
Yeah, we haven't
that too.
approached these places yet. No.
Yeah, because everything needs to be 100%.
That's your best chance. Yeah, if you
yeah.
take out like a movie with Brad Pitt, you can like pre-sell it, and it becomes like a different thing.
Yeah,
because You got all
exactly.
these
Of
different
course.
things. But this film is a very interesting because there's like that sort of, even though while your dad is a legend and he's the biggest selling action figure, of the 90s and all this sort of stuff. In like, the film world, it was always this is the point he was trying to prove himself as this, just awesome, versatile actor. And so people are still like, well, and we want to show that in its best light, so we want to basically make sure the film is completely done. And then we set up all these meetings, and we can either go theatrical, or we can go with a streamer.
So does that mean no streamers have seen it at all?
Correct. That's what that means.
So nobody has.
No one's seen it. No. No, I mean, there's no way that would even be a thing.
No.
But we're excited for them to see it though, because we think it's really good. When we were, when we first finished preliminary shooting, which we never got through preliminary shooting all the way. Like we almost did before he passed, sadly. But there was also, we had to go through all of COVID, so the film was kind of tricky. And then we did the assembly cut. We realized, like, and all films do what's called an assembly cut. They shoot everything, and then they have reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the most recent Captain America movie with Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. They had to do reshoots, and they had to do like 6 months of reshoots.
Yeah.
Like a crazy amount, just because of things.
I mean, especially not having and then on top of that, I mean, not even having the lead actor here too. I mean, that's hard. That's what
Makes
people,
very difficult.
It's difficult, yeah.
Because you're like, well, we need this scene, but we don't have him, so let's bring Mark Dacascos back, or let's bring David Ramsey to.
There's so much that
the story had to get reconfigured.
And they get reconfigured. It's still the same story. It's just told a little differently, just because we just didn't have that to pull on. So that's what and that's much easier said than done, because the trick of it is you can't just we'll just reconfigure it. I'm like, well, no, there are firm pieces, because when we had everything, you're like, we can't delete any footage of your dad.
Yeah.
So you got to keep as much of that as possible. Keep don't. So I was like, so we have to fit pieces, and then sometimes you're like, well, if we have this piece, this works great, but this doesn't. So then how do we? Well, we need another scene to patch these. So there's a lot of like, just cerebral story writing work that you have to, and then if and they're like, great, we need Mark Dacascos, and then Mark is like, well, I'm off shooting this big movie in Japan. I'm like, well, then we have to wait for that. Then like there's a lot of moving parts that where it just gets kind of difficult, but it's all come together.
And a lot of special effects.
A lot of special effects. There are over 2,000
2,000,
effect
right?
shots.
Took a long time for all.
Long time, yes.
Yeah.
But we're beyond happy with it now.
We're at the finish line now.
Yeah, it's so
literally,
good.
Guys, we're literally right there.
Yeah. So I mean, we're beyond excited.
And only about 10 people have seen this film.
If that.
Us 4, the people, the sound guy, and
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Chris.
No, you're right. It's a little over 10. Yeah.
And they all just love it.
I always love it. Alex. Yeah. So your mom.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 10 people have seen the film.
Yeah, my mom. That's probably like 15 now that I think about it.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I know. Same. I'm obsessed with it too.
So
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, get excited.
I know, guys. We're almost there. We're so close. So close. And it has jumped multiple different. I mean, we've had like the one producer that that was with us in San Diego, right? Was it, or LA Comic-Con?
We had
like we've had like a multiple different people come on the
Oh,
film.
come on board,
to
yes.
jump.
Yes.
I mean, you know, at first it was just a Kickstarter, you know, a fan film, and then we had a private investor come in. So this has been,
It's changed. Yeah,
it just changed
Chris,
and it just
yeah.
kept building and going, you know.
Yeah, it's
And now it is what it is.
more
so
from this
big.
original. Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, because the first Kickstarter was definitely more Power Ranger, and then the second one, your dad
Yeah.
didn't want it to be very Power Ranger, and
Yeah,
you wanted to be more
100%.
original and dark.
Mhm.
And it's just at the first, you know, we hit our goal, but then Chris came on and
Yeah.
put so much more into it, and thank
Yeah.
God for Chris. And Chris,
Thank
you know,
you, Chris.
believes in it and so much. So we're just really happy with it. I just can't wait for you guys to see it.
But all the Kickstarters, the names are going to be in the credit.
They'll be in the. Oh yeah, we're doing that right now. Actually, that's something we're working on right now. Actually, that's one of the last things to do. We're gonna run all the Kickstarter names at the very end of the film, and we're gonna play outtakes and like behind the scenes because the movie's pretty heavy. It's definitely a heavy movie, so we want to show like the very fun, kind of happier moments with your dad just clowning around because he's a big jokester.
Yes,
actually.
that was pranks. Oh my gosh.
Love that, just always being silly. So
Yes.
we're gonna show that at the end. But yeah, we're really excited, and I'll end it with the last super chat from it's the frickin' bat. He just says
The freaking
That's
bat.
he just basically says your dad is the GOAT.
Yes,
So.
he is. Thank you, man.
So I think that's a good one to end on.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys, man. I'm so glad we were able to do this today.
Yeah, come on here, and
So glad.
now I'll show you some of the updated color correction.
Yes. Okay, let's do that.
It looks really good. Anyways, appreciate y'all, and we'll keep you
Thank you,
updated. Be sure
guys,
and
so
check her
much.
out. She's gonna be at Pasadena.
Yes,
Con.
Pasadena Comic-Con, and then I'll be in San Antonio in 2 weekends.
When is it? What date is it? Do you know?
That is the 24th. This Saturday, guys. Pasadena Comic-Con. Also, our reality show, My Morphin Life, just got sold to Prime TV. So make sure to go check it out. Just got uploaded on there, guys. So
Super cool.
Show them the helmet one more time.
yes.
There you go. There we go. Cool guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love.
Thank you, guys. God bless you all. Remember, anything you want in life is capable. Just believe in yourself.
There we go.
Oh, that
Nice.
was so cool.